Patrik, thanks for making some time here. Obviously, you and Nikita Zadorov's camp have done a dance for the better part of a few weeks. We're getting awfully close to July 1st. I know Dan Milstein's going to be busy with the draft. Are negotiations still going on with that player, or have you had to close the door?
Well, we when going back here to the season ended, our discussions have been ongoing with the UFAs, and with us open up a little bit more flexibility by trading Mikheyev here the other day. We felt good to go back to Tyler Myers, Dakota, Teddy Bluger, and even Zadorov to get the deals done. And we're very pleased to have Myers, Dakota, and Bluger signed. And as of today, it appears we couldn't go any farther with Nikita Zadorov, and he will test the free agent market. And for us, it's just not about each individual. It's about for getting a team that is competitive and fitting the puzzles in. So that's the direction that Nikita have decided to go, and we did our best, and we couldn't go any further.
Ian McIntyre, Sportsnet.
Hi, Patrick. I'll try to sort of fit two questions into one, but how pleased are you or relieved? You know, what's your emotions about getting the other three guys signed, and how big a hole does it now leave you to try to replace Zadorov?
Yeah, I'm very pleased, and this is a conversation with my staff, including the Rick Talk and his staff, and having players back that understand our system and that the coaches see potential in and how they want to work with them, and the preference from the coaching staff on Tyler Myers was high. They felt that Tyler really understood and took a big step the second half here, and really fitted really well in how we want to play. So very happy to get those guys back, and we want players that are committed and wanted to be part of a winning team and a winning culture. And as I said last year, I recognize that we're starting to get the respect back, and there's more players that want to come here. That being said, I can't overpay one single player, and Nikita Zadorov was extremely good for us in the playoff, and a character guy, and we did our best, and he decided that he wanted to go somewhere else.
Patrick Johnston, Post Media.
Hi, Patrick. Now that you've seen that Nikita's going to go, what is your focus shift to? Are you still intending to go after a top end winger?
Well, I think this is an ongoing process for my hockey operations staff here, together with Rick Tocchet. But creating that flexibility the other day, leading up towards Monday, gives us a chance to be in the market for some potential players out there with the cap space we now have. That being said, you never know what's going to happen July 1st, and even leading up to it. We all seen lists of players that potentially hitting the market, but they might be just a phone call away from their clubs, and they're off that list. So definitely looking at options to improve our team and get better.
Gemma Karsten-Smith, Canadian Press.
Hi, Patrick. Thanks again for doing this. I'm wondering if you can take us through the process of everything with Mikheyev. Was moving him out to create some cap space kind of the idea at the end of the season, or is that something that happened, an idea that came up as you and your team were working heading up to free agency?
I missed the question there. Where was it? Mikheyev you asked about?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. No, I think this was something that once the season ended here and we had our meeting, myself and the coaches, and going through the puzzles and going through how we wanted to play and who fit in where, it just appears that Ilya needed a fresh start, and that was part of the conversation with his agent as well. I believe that Ilya Mikheyev will come back and play really well for Chicago. He's a tremendous person and a high character guy. I can't say enough about him. But we felt with that opportunity for us to open up some more flexibility that it was worth it for us in order to get those other guys signed. And that was one thing that I couldn't sign or own a UFAs unless I had a little bit more flexibility here to give to Myers, Bluger, and Dakota, and unfortunately it wasn't enough to give to Nikita Zadorov.
Noah Strain, Daily Hive.
I wanted to ask about the goaltending situation a little bit. Is the plan to have Shilovs start in the NHL next season as the backup, or would ideally you guys bring in another person for that role?
We're very pleased with Shilovs and his progress here, his play and performance in the playoffs, and the discussions obviously is what's the best for him and what's the best for Vancouver Canucks. At this point, we're still talking internally, but Shilovs is definitely a good candidate to be on the big team next year.
And we'll go to Chris Faber.
Hey, Patrick, just wanted to ask about Quinn Hughes being named to the Four Nations team for USA. Your thoughts on him getting a chance to represent USA and kind of your overall thoughts of that tournament coming to the NHL players here.
Well, I'm very happy for Quinn coming out of the award night. They're well deserved to get the Norris Trophy. Being such a leader for us on and off the ice, and really impressed how he carried himself last night with his speech there as well. But when I got the call here a couple of weeks ago that Quinn was going to be one of the first 6 players named to the roster of USA Hockey there, I wasn't surprised. Quinn is a top defenseman in the league, and it's a great tournament, the best on best. He deserves to be on the world stage, and I think it would be another great stepping stone for him, and another great experience for him to play in those high-stake games. So it should be a great tournament.
We'll take a follow-up from Ian McIntyre.
Patrick, you still have quite a bit of cap space available. I know you'd always like more, but you obviously have enough to go get some more players. How confident are you, if nothing changes between now and Monday, that you'll be able to go and get that top 6 winger that you talked about, and also now it seems a top 4 defenseman to replace Nikita?
Yeah, I think you never know. July 1st, as we know, and as I said, you could be one phone call away. But I hope this will give us a chance to be in the market for a potential top 6 or even more options with the flexibility we have. I think. Regarding our back end, I believe, talking to the coaches, that the preference of having the top 4 defensemen we have now was something that they had as a preference to me coming out after the season there. So locking Tyler Myers up was something that was really important for us.
And we'll take a final follow-up from Patrick Johnston.
Patrick, you draft starting in the 3rd round tomorrow. Just first of all, do you expect that you might be able to move up higher in the draft, or are you planning to stand pat? And secondly, what's sort of the focus of the picks before you get there?
Yeah, I'm very pleased with my amateur staff and how well Todd Harvey has worked this year with his staff and with the support with Cam and Granada here putting the list together. At this point, it's hard to predict if we're going to move up. I mean, sitting in the third round, depending on if some of the players that they feel strongly about potentially being available, and if there is a chance to move up, I'm sure going to try. But listening to Todd and his staff, it sure appears that there is some intriguing players even further down in the list. So at this point, I'm very confident that my staff will find players outside the first and second round.